All right, so if you don't want to listen to some guy who's in Africa right now, sitting next to a bush on some concrete and has his hair uncut, then skip past this video. But if you can look past that and you want to learn from a guy who has gotten 2,000 plus customers and clients online, then stay tuned. So I closed a $4,000 client. This was the first client, the first high ticket client I closed, and this was back in 2020. So I got my first ever client in 2020, but it was selling website funnels. I had bought some course from a guy named Neil Sarode after buying books and programs from Russell Brunson, who introduced me to this world of online marketing funnels and sales funnels. And in this course by Neil Sarode, he taught me how to make websites on ClickFunnels look attractive, modern, less scammy. Right, I'm sure you've come across a website that looked pretty scammy. Like it looked like, once you put your credit card information in there, then all your money, then whatever they're gonna do. Like if you put any information in there, it looked like they were just gonna steal it and you were never gonna get your product. This program taught you how to make websites that actually looked high quality. And so once I, went through the program, I learned a skill. Right, a skill I would consider a high income skill, a skill that people were willing to spend a lot of money for, because what you're doing when you're building a nice looking website is you're building a site where the conversions can be higher. More people who get on it will type in their information. The more people type in their information to learn more about a product, a service, a new opportunity, the more chances that business owner has to make money, right? And so once I learned that skill, it was also easy for me to show people what I was selling. Before I sold website funnels, I had gone through Ty Lopez's course on how to start a social media marketing agency, and he was big on Facebook ads. Like I decided I wanted to sell Facebook ads, but I never ran an ad. So even though I would call people and I would knock on doors, it was hard and I booked like a few appointments. I couldn't close because it was hard for me to sell it because I had no results. But when I had learned how to build website funnels, all I had to do was just take a screenshot of my website, put it on my profile, my Facebook profile, where I had a bunch of people from the ClickFunnels community in my friends list. And as a result, I got my first sale for $150. And then eventually there was this guy who reached out to me, and he wasn't too far away from me too. He lived in Baltimore, but I lived in a city that was like 15 minutes away. But I never met this guy in person, but he was following me on Facebook. And he reached out and he was asking me like, hey, have you ever gone through some course around funnel design? And I was like, no. He was talking about a course that was different than the one I bought. And so I said, no, I never went through it. And I think that was just his way of starting a conversation with me, instead of reaching out to me and be like, hey, do you want to partner up and start some brand like we eventually did? So anyway, he reached out, and then eventually he did finally say, yo, let's talk. And we got on a call. No, actually what happened was he had a client, and this client, he wanted to create like a Facebook banner for this client, because I had put out an offer for a Facebook banner and I was putting it out for like $250. And we got on a call, and he was like, dude, I know I could go on Fiverr for like, whatever, and get this for like $5. I'm just, kind of doing this because I want to start to build a relationship with you, basically. So he ended up paying me $100. And from there, I think I had reached out to him and I was like, yo, how did your client like the banner or something, like a week later or something? And he was like, it was cool, they like it or something, or he asked for revisions, whatever. But we eventually started talking about his father-in-law, who was a Grammy-nominated musician. And this person couldn't perform because of COVID. And so he was asking, like, do you have any ideas of how we can helping make some money. And then I was like, yeah, let's do like an online concert. So we hosted the online concert in a Facebook group. I literally launched the whole campaign from start to finish. I literally created the website. I got access to the guy's account. I was creating posts for him. I created the offer. Like in the offer, there was like a wallpaper and just a bunch of the online concert ticket wallpaper and a bunch of other stuff that I created. I created the order bumps, the upsells, everything from top to bottom. And he was like, yeah, I've been looking for a guy like you. And then later on, he would just reach out to some people in his network who were coaches. And he had the network and he knew how to close them. And I had the skill set. I had a system to generate leads, which was what I called the profile funnel formula at the time, which was a way to pretty much build a community on Facebook that you could use to sell whatever you wanted. And then this is what we were charging clients thousands of dollars for. The $4,000 client was our first paid client. They put $2,000 down. We never saw the other half, even though like they were obligated to pay that because we did what we said we would on our end. We're still good friends with the lady now, though. She was a health coach. Anyway, $2K down, we split that. And yeah, from there, we started just closing clients for as much as anywhere between $2,500 to $14,000 was the most we charged. And yeah. It all started with me just adding a bunch of people on Facebook, publishing content. As I was learning stuff, as I was doing stuff, I was just sharing it, got my first client. And then the second client I got was like a chatbot client. I built a chatbot for like $1,000. Again, I bought a course to learn the skill. And then the third paying client was 4K, which was a health coach. And before that 4K client, though, like again, I had the Grammy Award winner was one of the clients we work with that we didn't charge. We just took like a percentage of sales, right? We just said, yeah, whatever sales we make, we'll just split it, down the middle, right? Like the client gets 50%, me and my business partner get 50, and then I think we ran 2 or 3 more campaigns with him. But yeah, I pretty much just learned a bunch of little skills. I learned how to create Facebook banners, learned how to create Facebook groups. I learned how to build website funnels. And then our 4K offer was pretty much all those little things put together, right? And we positioned it as a client acquisition system, right? This was a process to get leads who could turn into customers and clients, right? Like you add people to your Facebook friends list, you optimize your Facebook profile to say, hey, I help this person with this problem, and then people either end up in your inbox or they end up in your community, and then from your community they end up in your inbox. From the inbox you take them to a phone call. From the phone call you send them an invoice, and that was it, right? It was a system to get clients. And pretty much I just learned a bunch of skills. I literally just learned a bunch of skills. I learned how to market myself. I learned how to sell. And then, yeah, all my marketing was, again, me just sharing what I was doing. And then my product was literally just, me selling a system that I was using for myself. You know, business is really not that complicated. Getting clients is not that complicated. You create a system and then you follow the system. That's it. Success is not a journey, it's a process, right? And then figuring out what to sell and whatnot is just a matter of solving a problem. Like, what's a problem you solve for yourself? What's a problem that people are saying they have that you can create a solution for, and learn the skills to be able to solve. And that's really it, right? Business, making money is all about solving problems. Yeah, you just solve problems by creating systems and processes. Like literally, like, hey, if you want to lose weight, there's a system and a process. When it comes to working out, there's a system and a process. When it comes to finding what to eat. And yeah, so before I sound like I'm rambling, that's pretty much it. That's how I closed my first 4K client. If you guys have any questions, ask below, and I will see you in the next video.